The following program was paid for by Templar Real Estate. The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of the staff and management of WMTR. As always, it is advisable to consult a professional before making a major decision. It's time now for the Templar Real Estate Talk Show. Here's your host for the program, Joseph J. Zoppi.
Hello, welcome to the Templar Real Estate Talk Show. My name is Joseph J. Zoppi, a real estate investor, consumer advocate, author, and managing partner of Templar Real Estate Enterprises. You could reach us at templarcashforhouses.com. That's TEMPLAR cashforhouses.com. That's one word. Or you call us at 973-240-8593. Again, that's 973-240-8593, and we can answer any questions you may have, or you could email us from our website. And again, any questions you have or something you want discussed on this show, we'd be more than happy to look into it for you. For first-time listeners, my company is a real estate investment firm. We buy houses for cash, we purchase apartment buildings, we do joint ventures with other real estate investors, we loan money for rehabs and provide transactional or gap funding as well. We work with individuals that want to invest with us in single-family houses up to apartment buildings. We do not speculate, and we're very protective of our money and our investors' money. I'm not a real estate agent, we're not a brokerage. But I have individuals on staff that are agents that could sell your house through the traditional multiple listing service. This show is going to go over everything there is about real estate and those things that impact real estate. We'll talk about our rehabs, some of our investments, what went well, what did not go well, and especially how we learned from them. We'll talk about the economy and interest rates. We'll discuss trends in the real estate market. Real estate is one of your biggest investments, so it's important you know as much as possible about it. I will provide you with my opinion. It's only my opinion. I ask everyone to do lots of research and ask lots of questions for any referrals you're given. Remember, that's very important. I was talking to a woman this week, and she said that one of the reasons why she reached out to us was because we were part of the Better Business Bureau. And I said, how important that is and what goes into it. And I also brought up about recommendations. I says, looking at the Better Business Bureau is important because, they're going to back the company and back you in terms of if there's an issue. And they'll pay, they'll stand in the middle and they'll arbitrate if there's an issue. So they'll say, yes, the company should do this or the client should do this. So it's a very fair and impartial process. That's what's so good about it. But I also said that sometimes you could get referrals from individuals and they might not be the best thing possible. So you just got to, again, ask lots of questions. That's very, very important. And I bring up the example sometimes when you have one of your friends is married to someone and you're going, how could they even do that? How would they even marry that person? So sometimes just because you get a referral doesn't mean it's a good thing. Okay, so just be wary of that. Just ask lots of questions because maybe they don't have taste in other things as well. So please be wary of that. Also, I'd like to do a shout out to some of my favorite listeners, Livingston's famous crossing guard Paulette, and Tim over at Cedar Grove Water Department, as well as Cindy and John and the kids. Also, I'd like to thank some of my private investors. I got Paul and Cindy as well on that. So thanks guys for everything when it comes to your investment and your confidence in our company. I will probably be doing some type of educational seminar for individuals that want to invest in real estate, and they might have a friend that's doing fix and flips and they might want to invest money. So I'm going to be giving a like a tutorial type, and just going over some of the things to look out for if you're going to invest money in someone's projects. Okay, and the numbers might sound good, but they're not good. So I'm going to go over a bunch of those things and what we look for and what you should be looking for. So I'm going to probably do that in probably 2 or 3 weeks. I'm still trying to figure out the date. It'll be via a Zoom call or in my office or a combination thereof. I'm not sure yet. So please stand by for that. I'll give you an update on a apartment that I'm hunting down for a woman from Ecuador and her 8-year-old son. Now, I have talked about it for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm still looking into finding a place for her. I think we have one. She's got to come and take a look at it. It's in Caldwell, so there was a couple in Caldwell. Some were strikeouts, some were not. So we're hoping that this is going to work out. Also, if you do have some type of home, like basement, a room or something for rental, please give us a call. Maybe we could have her, reside at one of your locations. That would be great. So I'm still hunting. Like I said, I think we have it, but I'm not sure. I will help also, and Templar will help augment any price difference. So make sure that she has a place because she can't afford a lot, but we want to make sure she has a nice place for her and her son that's safe, and he can go to school and not be afraid and get a good education. So I think that's really, really important. A couple of the other things is I'm still looking for 1 or 2 individuals to help with our underwriting for some deals that we're going to be getting in. Again, financial background, former CPA, current CPA, anyone that could crunch numbers really well. That's someone we're looking for, and someone that's a hard worker and can really roll up their sleeves and jump into it. That's very, very important to us. A few other things. If you have any smoke alarms by Kitty, so it's a Kitty True Sense smoke alarms and combination smoke and carbon monoxide, there's a recall on them, so they're not always working when they should be. So that's very, very important. So please, again, take a look. You could look on the Kitty website, but I saw this come through, and we have, I think, a couple of those kitties, so we're going to have to swap them out, unfortunately. So again, it's a Kitty True Sense smoke alarm and combination also smoke and carbon monoxide. So the two different types of Kitty alarms. Okay, and they've been sold at everywhere from Home Depot, Walmart, major stores, as well as just regular department stores. So if you look into that, and you could probably just you could take it off, unmount it, and then it should have the model number and everything on the back side there. So take a look at that. Next thing, April job numbers came in. So right now, there's this disappointment about the job numbers that came through. Basically, there was 266,000 new jobs, and now you have like both sides. You have the progressives saying one thing, and obviously the conservatives saying something else. So anytime you have job numbers, they're always revised, either up or down. I think they're going to be revised up. They were expecting a million, so it came in at 266, which is really low. And I think that number's incorrect, and they usually do revise them. Again, it could be up or down. I expect it to be up, but the conservatives are saying, and there's partial truth in this, is that unemployment money is coming in, and people are very comfortable collecting the money and not have to work. And some of it's because it's just easy, and other ones are there's trepidation going back with COVID, even if they did get the vaccine. So that's one scenario, and that is definitely happening. The other one is the progressives are saying, well, companies need to be paying more. So I guess I don't know. That one, I'm not sure because you had a number of companies that did raise their wages, and there's still people out there, and there's lots of jobs starting to really hit the market, and especially from big companies, and there's not a dash for them on certain things, so there's still a lot of openings. So I don't think it's that you have to be paying more money. The other thing with that is that again, everything's going up, and we all see that, and the so-called ticking time bomb that I think a lot of people are concerned about, especially economists, the Fed, a lot of people in business, is inflation. And right now it hasn't ticked up really, but inflation is really based on, increase in wages and raw materials, things like that. So way back when, in the 70s, when they had the oil embargo, inflation ticked up because oil increased considerably. So I expect, and a lot of individuals are expecting, that this will happen again. And as a result of that, what's going to happen is they're going to have to raise interest rates. Now, interest rates are at historically low numbers, and I've preached about this constantly, that people are used to the low interest rates, and it's like a drug. And when things change, it's going to shake up the system, and then people are going to have to think, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Especially if you're used to cheap rates, and especially if you're based on, adjustable rate mortgages, things like that. All of a sudden they start bumping up, and, there might be some major problems as a result of that. And that's going to tighten the economy. It's going to tighten possibly additional jobs. Obviously, on the real estate side, right now prices are through the roof, and they're able to be sustained because of cheap money. And you could have an individual just putting, for an FHA, 3.5% down, and with this the low rates, they could afford really a substantial size house in terms of the numbers, from a number perspective. So when that changes, it's going to impact real estate. I think that'll pull back prices. So we'll see where it goes. We'll see when it happens. I think it will happen. Always the question is, time and time again, is timing. And no one can time it when. It's just like the stock market. You cannot time when the stock market hit its peak and it's going down. Because it could go down and then come back up again and, go higher. So you really don't know. That's always the thing. If you could tell the future of that, you could tell that, then you're really golden. But that's not the case. I'm going to close out this segment, and I'll be right back. Again, you could reach us at TemplarCashForHouses.com. That's TEMPLAR cashforhouses.com, or 973-240-8593. Okay, I'll be right back. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Life can be a roller coaster, and sometimes you need to sell your house fast. That's why there's TemplarBuysHouses.com. Maybe you're downsizing, getting a divorce, having health or financial issues. If so, head to TemplarBuysHouses.com. TEMPLAR BuysHouses.com. TemplarBuysHouses.com will buy your house quickly and without hassle. If you've inherited a house that is vacant, contact TemplarBuysHouses.com. Dealing with them is easy and quick. No high-pressure sales tactics, and you won't have to fix up the house. They will buy your house as is. You pick the closing date and when you move out. No commissions and no hassles. Contact TemplarBuysHouses.com. TEMPLAR BuysHouses.com with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Call 973-315-7990. That's 973-315-7990.
Be sure to listen to the podcast of the Templar Real Estate Talk Show. Find it now at TemplarBuysHouses.com.
Hello, welcome back to the Templar Real Estate Talk Show. My name is Joseph J. Zoppi, Managing Partner of Templar Real Estate Enterprises. You could reach us at 973-240-8593 or TemplarCashForHouses.com. It's one word. A couple other things I wanted to talk about in the last segment. Again, a friend of mine, Teresa Mara from Mara's Italian Deli in Pinebrook. That's the one in Pinebrook. There's multiple locations. The one in Pinebrook. So again, she's given 10% off on our lunches and her catering orders. Just reference my name and the radio show, and she'll give you a 10% off. So you got to ask her for it directly. She's the owner. The other one is do a shout out to Basilico. Individual's name that owns it, his name's Mario. It's in Millburn. It's one of my favorite Italian restaurants. It's a great place. I'm having 2 parties there in June, so that's going to hurt my pocketbook a little bit. So usually I have like these 5-course meals and wine pairings with it. So I have 2 special days. One is my son's graduating from nursing school, so I'm very proud of him. Originally, I'll tell you a short story. So he went to Morris Catholic, and we paid some decent money for that, and he wasn't applying himself, and I was getting crazy. My ex-wife was getting crazy with him. So, and then like senior year, he started doing better, and we were happy about that. But his grades were okay, and we were worried he wasn't going to be able to get into a good school. So my ex-wife, she's very diligent about a lot of things, not certain things, a lot of things. And we applied to 25 colleges because she was afraid that he wasn't going to be able to get in. And he got into Alvernia, plus a few other ones. I don't know how many, but, and like I said, we knew he had it in him, but he just wasn't applying himself in high school. And so it would just get me crazy. And all of a sudden he went to school there, and he's like getting A's and B pluses, and he's like one of the top in his class, and he just excelled over 4 years, and it was just unbelievable. He joined, he's on the first aid squad. He just did, it was unbelievable what he did. He saved lives. It was just unbelievable, all by himself, and what he knows, I was just very impressed by it. And so it's a big thing for us for that graduation, and we're going to celebrate that at Basilico. And usually my parties are always over the top, and like I said, we're going to have like 5 courses and wine for each course and different wine and stuff. So that's a big thing for us. And my younger son, he's getting his confirmation, which is extremely big for me and my family that he's getting it. And we're going to celebrate that as well in the same manner in terms of 5 courses and everything. But usually, my saying always is go big or go home. And that's what we do, and that's what I do in just about everything that I do in life. So it's always, go big. And same thing with Templar and what we do and why we do it and how we do it. So I just wanted to do a shout out to Mario and the great job he always does. So one of the things I was talking about previously was this debate between conservatives and progressives about unemployment and getting people, back into their jobs. And like I said, conservatives saying let's just cut the money out in terms of the unemployment. bonuses and things like that, and the progressives are saying basically that you need to pay more wages. Now, one last thing on that is Montana is going to pay individuals that were previously on unemployment. If they get a job, they're going to get a one-time fee of or bonus of $1,200. So I guess that's good, but now everyone's always expecting money either not to work or to work, or bonuses to get people to work. So it's kind of degraded from what the original intent was, and I think it's unfortunate, and I think it's going to hurt us in the future with other things that could occur, whatever they may be. I don't know, but I'm kind of concerned about that. Concerned about potential for write-offs for student loans and things like that. When I went to college, and I made sure that I was going into a field where I could get a job and I could pay off the loan. And a lot of people were that way. So now it's not so much that way, and people are graduating from college on things that they cannot even get a job in. And, unfortunately, who's going to pay for it in the end? And that's just the question. So another couple of things. Right now, President Biden is looking at some tax increases. I talked about a little bit last week. And, it's based on capital gains tax. So we have three scenarios. One of them is he wants to eliminate the 1031 exchange. 1031 exchange has been around since in some way or another since like 1920, 21, 22, something like that. And it provides the ability where someone has a house or investment property and they sell it, and if they purchase another one within a short duration, you have to find it like within 45 days, and you've got to close within 180. Forget, my attorney takes care of all that. But basically, you won't get taxed on the capital gains, which is a good thing, and it's designed for individuals to continue to grow and make, their real estate portfolio, and make it bigger and invest more money into America, into real estate, so on and so forth. There's a specific reason for that. So now they want to eliminate that, and I heard someone say it was remove the 1031 exchange loophole. There's no loophole. People throw that word loophole all around that it infuriates me. The individuals that write the law are the politicians. They could change it at any time, but let's not call it a loophole. That thing's been there for a long time. It's used constantly. It's not something that's secretive or anything else like that. It's a big deal, and it's a big deal for real estate investors. It doesn't matter. It's mom and pop or anyone else. So they're going to basically tax you on that, capital gains. I think it's over $1 million or something to that extent. But again, that in the grand scheme of things, it's not a lot since, prices have been appreciating over the years. So $1 million now is not the same as $1 million previously. The other things is that he's going to be raising capital gains again from like 20% up to 40%. And the other one is what's called the elimination of the stepped up basis when you're inheriting properties. So basically, if you inherit a property from your parents or something else like that, someone that's related like that, and your combined income plus the capital gains on that property, even if you don't sell it, if it's over $1 million, you're going to get taxed and hit hard. And you're going to get taxed on it, period. Previously, you were not. So, under all these scenarios, the government's going to be taking substantial money on a number of individuals. It also has to do with businesses, things like that, where these individuals have worked all their lives, and they're going to get hit hard. So it's going to hurt mostly small to mid-size, middle class people. And it's just it's going to be a shame. We'll see if it goes through. I wouldn't be surprised if it does, but hopefully it doesn't, because this is just going to hurt a lot of people with these additional taxes like that. And that's the thing, you could spend on the one side, but then they're going to just tax you hard, and it's going to affect a lot of people as a result of it. Now, as a result of that, companies and smart business people will do certain things to counteract what's going on. Case in point, Kroger, the supermarket chain. In Southern California, there was one town or a couple towns that wanted to give a $4 an hour bump, and they required it for any business like Kroger's over, I think, a certain size, that you had to pay an additional $4 for hero pay. So Kroger did. Kroger said, okay, I can't afford to have a supermarket here in this town anymore. I'm closing up. It was that simple. So, the government could impose certain things, and then business is going to react accordingly. So, with these tax hikes and things like that, people are going to react and do certain things to counteract that. And, we'll be looking into that ourselves very aggressively and seeing what we could do. Right now I'm selling a property and I want to put it into a 1031 exchange. It's a 4-unit I've been talking about in Belleville. I've gotten rid of a couple other ones, and we're going to want to get rid of this one, because we're going bigger on these. And like I said, we're usually doing 100 plus units. I'm looking 50 units. There's another one that I could line up that's possibly 16 units. It's a little smaller than I want, but I want to roll this in, and I don't want to get taxed on it, so I might buy the 16 unit as a result of that. But you got to find the properties, within 45 days, and you got to specify it, so on and so forth. There's a bunch of rules around it. So it's always the mad dash. But any of these things, you have to look at different ways not to get, hit too hard with this. And it just, hopefully we could figure a few things out. I have a few ideas, but I'll have to talk to my tax attorneys and tax accountants and everything, and see what we're going to do as a result of that. But there's always this give and take, and with the government and how they react, and then you have to react accordingly. So we'll see where that goes. So I'm going to close out today. There was one additional thing. I was talking to my architect, and we're talking about homeowners insurance. So real quickly, always check your insurance policy. Always all your insurance policies. I talked about this last year when they were talking about COVID, and people thought they were going to get money for it. But homeowners insurance. So there's within the homeowners insurance, there's like a perils policy and all risk policy. Perils is it'll reimburse you for certain things, where all risk policies will, for the most part, reimburse you if something happens to your home, no matter what, like a tree falls on it, so on and so forth. My architect had a tree fall on his house that he didn't move into yet, and it was like $320,000 worth of damage, and the insurance company wanted to give him like 100 and something, 20,000 or something, some ridiculous number. They were scoping out the work, and they were saying that individuals that would work on this would be paid like $8 an hour. You can't get $8 an hour for anyone. This was like a year ago or a year and a half ago. So he's going to maybe sue him and stuff, but it was like something ridiculous. And it was by one of these insurance companies that's online and supposedly is very easy and pays out very easily. They don't pay out easily when it's a $320,000 problem. They don't. If it's 1,000, yes. 320, forget it. So just be wary of who you have. Look for reviews, but some of these real quick ones where it's easy to sign up, those are the ones you're going to pay the most for in the end. So that's it for today. Again, you could reach us at 973-240-8593 or TemplarCashForHouses.com. Go see Teresa at Mara's Italian Deli in Changebridge Road in Pinebrook, or Mario at Basilico in Millburn. Thank you very much, everyone. God bless and have a safe weekend.
Life can be a roller coaster, and sometimes you need to sell your house fast. That's why there's TemplarBuysHouses.com. Maybe you're downsizing, getting a divorce, having health or financial issues. If so, head to TemplarBuysHouses.com. TemplarBuysHouses.com. TemplarBuysHouses.com will buy your house quickly and without hassle. If you've inherited a house that is vacant, contact TemplarBuysHouses.com. Dealing with them is easy and quick. No high-pressure sales tactics, and you won't have to fix up the house. They will buy your house as is. You pick the closing date and when you move out. No commissions and no hassles. Contact TemplarBuysHouses.com. TemplarBuysHouses.com. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Call 973-315-7990. That's 973-315-7990.
Be sure to listen to the podcast of the Templar Real Estate Talk Show. Find it now at TemplarBuysHouses.com.
The preceding program was paid for by Templar Real Estate. The views and opinions expressed are not necessarily those of the staff and management of WMTR. As always, it is advisable to consult a professional before making a major decision.